Hey, my name is STIX and welcome back to your weekly bite of MMORPG news, a video series where I go over everything that happened in the MMO genre over the course of the last couple weeks in one easy to digest format. If this is your first time here, absolutely no problem. Go ahead, click that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, make sure it's turned on. Now we have a lot to talk about, which is surprising for the MMO genre, I know. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Skate is an MMO that just released, and I know what you guys are thinking. It is not really an MMO. I actually Googled this. Yes, Skate is considered a massively multiplayer online game. They list themselves as an MMO over on Steam. Everywhere considers them an MMO. It's not your traditional kind of MMO, sure. It's a large, very massively multiplayer online game about skating, and admittedly, it has kind of taken the world by storm. When you navigate on over to SteamDB, you'll see that it is actually in the top 15 most played games on Steam right now. It has been every single day since it launched on the 15th, so like 5 days ago, peaking at roughly 100,000 players on weekdays. I'm sure on the weekend, it's going to peak even higher. It's early on in the day right now. So it just literally hit noon. As you can see, it peaked at about 8 to 9 o'clock after everyone was home. So I'm curious to see if this manages to break 100,000. The reviews are sitting at mixed, which is a little bit concerning. I don't know why people are upset, but either way, 54% are positive. So there are a lot of people playing. I'm assuming they're just launch week issues or some kind of compatibility or performance issues with the game. Either way, if y'all are looking for a new MMO to play, this is definitely going to be one of the more unique ones. If you're not interested in that, then Warborne Above Ashes just launched. This is a 24/7 real-time PvP MMO. I was actually sponsored to do a dedicated video on this. I gave my thoughts on everything. This is a game that you literally jump into, participate in enormous faction wars, and then just log out, and they'll continue going on without your participation that you can log back into at a later date. It's just an ever-evolving, continuous battle between multiple different factions and multiple different nations. Now, this also launched to mixed reviews. I'm sure there are issues with performance. I mean, 1 in 3 men our age. There are very likely to be crashes and probably balance issues as well. These will all be ironed out over time, but I mean, it peaked at almost 17,000 concurrent players. That was literally yesterday, and then, well, yesterday it peaked at 15,000. Today it's peaked at almost 17,000. As it is the weekend, I expect that probably to go up to over roughly 20,000 over the Saturday-Sunday period as it continues to get later on in the day. But that is 2 very interesting new MMO releases that are actually unique enough to warrant playing participation in some form. Ship of Heroes is an MMO that I think, yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Everyone forgot that this existed, but it is apparently launching September 22nd. That is 2 days as of recording this video. I'm recording this on the 20th. This will go live on probably the 21st. So tomorrow, as of this video going live, this is going to be a buy-to-play MMO, I believe, with a premium subscription. The initial download of $60. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be very real with all of you. I've seen this game. It is not worth $60. The initial download and an active subscription will give you access to everything in the game. There are no microtransactions, there's no cash out, there are no premium add-ons, no deluxe launch package. It costs $60, and then an active subscription gives you access to everything currently in the game and added in the 2 years after launch. So this is a buy-to-play MMO, and then there is a subscription fee as well. 1 month is $15, 3 months is $42, 6 months is $78, yearly is $144. Oh my god. Look, I'm all for this game. I've done a couple videos on this over the course of its life. It's been years since I did my first video. I think this game is worth trying at the very least. It is an indie MMO. It is admittedly not really high enough quality to warrant a purchase though. I understand they want some kind of return on their initial investment. That makes complete sense. It is not worth a subscription. It is not worth a premium game price. So unfortunately, and I hate to say it, this game, while it is going to be potentially a fun game and release very soon, is going to immediately crash and burn. But hey, I'm sure there will be some people that enjoy it, people that like DC Universe Online, but yeah, I just don't foresee this lasting with a premium price like that. Tarisland shut down. Oh my god, I said this game was going to. I pointed out this MMO was dead on arrival, and it was. People stopped talking about it literally the week after it launched. I was told, no, the game is so popular and gonna do well, and then they shit the bed, and it did terribly. And that's because while it was a fine mobile game, it was a terrible PC game. Ultimately, it shut down, and we all saw it coming. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. Pioneer is opening a beta test in October. Pioneer is I'm gonna direct y'all to MRSSSTIX's video that she did on this. It's literally titled, "I am so disappointed in Pioneer." MRSSSTIX played this game, and she did not have very good things to say about it. It is one of, if not the only MMO she's ever talked active shit about. If you're interested in playing Pioneer, watch this video. Crystal of Atlan, which admittedly can't even get their website to function properly. They have a single image here loading, announced that after the cataclysmic failure it has become after launching globally on PC and mobile, they are launching finally onto Steam to attempt to milk as many players as they possibly can before ultimately shutting down. The Magipunk MMO action RPG joined Steam Next Fest with a free demo. Not that that's necessary. I mean, everyone can play it right now. And a full release onto Steam on October 30th. There you go. October 30, another MMO releasing onto Steam. This, I'll be completely genuine with you guys. This is not a bad game. This game looks pretty decent for an anime MMO. It plays pretty decently for an anime MMO as of 2025. It's just not good. And a game that isn't a good game, that isn't an engaging game, just won't last. When you have genuinely great games in the genre, why would you play something that isn't? You know what I mean? Blue Protocol Star Resonance confirmed they are releasing on October 9th. I look forward to streaming this as it launches, playing this regularly, but for as often as I can, and doing sponsored content for it, which I have planned also over the course of the next couple weeks. So I would be on the lookout for that. I've been enjoying Star Resonance, and I am going to continue to enjoy it once it actually officially launches as well. Blade and Soul Heroes announced that they have actually hit 2 million in terms of pre-registered players. This was a very fun game when I played it under the name Aion. I did a video though talking about this and how I didn't think it was necessarily going to be good for PC. And honestly, that's not because I think it's a bad game. I just think that ultimately it was more mobile oriented. And as PC gamers, I think there aren't going to be too many that are interested in this. They're marketing this as another Blade and Soul. They're calling this Blade and Soul Heroes. So when you compare it to Blade and Soul, it is a drastic downgrade. But this as Aion, which was a separate game, was actually kind of fun. So as a Blade and Soul game, I don't like it. But as a non-Blade and Soul game, as its own identity, when it was Aion, I did. So it's like making a game and then calling it a Final Fantasy game when it has no correlation with the Final Fantasy intellectual property in any capacity. Makes it a crappy Final Fantasy game, but it could still be a good game if it didn't have that tie-in, that connection to Final Fantasy. Renown is a brand new medieval MMO that is launching into early access on September 22nd, 2025. This is honestly something I hadn't heard of until today when I looked at it. It's a medieval MMO, very indie, you can immediately tell, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. So I'm excited to see what ultimately happens with this. And finally, NCSoft is launching Aion 2, unfortunately not globally yet, in Korea and Taiwan on November 19th. We also have it coming globally. They confirmed it will be available for us as global players just at some point in 2026. And honestly, I'm kind of excited. I am. I loved Aion. They're doing a lot of things differently in Aion 2, but I'm curious to see how they ultimately end up crafting this. And I mean, you know what? If it sucks, it sucks. That's okay. There will be other games to play next year. And that is everything that happened in the MMO genre that I think y'all need to be aware of for the month of September 2025. I have an upcoming video in the next couple days going over MMOs that are releasing in October, November, December. These are MMOs you'll actually be able to play if you're interested. So until then, I'll see you guys soon. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.